What's up, family? How you guys doing for Mental Health Fridays? I am so glad to be back and live and be able to talk to you guys in good health. I hope you guys are in good health as well. But we're going to have a really good conversation today. And the conversation is going to be centered around Louis Farrakhan's speech at DMX Funeral. So I don't know how many of you guys got an opportunity to watch the speech. So you all can let me know in the comment section. Were you able to watch the speech that Louis Farrakhan gave at DMX's funeral? Let me know in the chat if you was able to watch that speech, because I want to talk about that speech. But it's not going to be from the perspective of DMX's life story, anything like that. We already had that conversation. I want to examine this speech because I found some jewels in this speech that I think is relative to our community, and we need to have this conversation. We need to have this conversation. So I know many people are looking at the speech for maybe, possibly, I'm not going to say many people are doing it, but possibly people are looking at this speech from a religious talk sort of standpoint, right? He's a religious figure. He brought in the Bible. He's talking about these things, but I saw so many other jewels that were dropped in his speech that I think we have to really start talking about. And so let me tell you how I got there today. How I say, you know what? Maybe I should talk about that because I thought it was a really good speech. I watched it the day that he gave it. And I say, there's a lot of information in there, but I want to look at it from a different perspective. And I want to be able to talk to the community because I'm seeing a lot of things. And maybe it's just me. Family, y'all got to let me know if y'all seeing what I'm seeing. But I'm seeing a lot of things in our community that it just seems like to me, many of us are overlooking it because we're so conditioned. And y'all hear me out, family. We don't have to agree with each other. You know how I do. We don't have to agree with each other. I want you guys to just hear me out, and then we're about to get started. But I have some housekeeping to do. But I'm going to let you know what we're talking about today. Just hear me out. I think that a lot of us, not all of us, I think a lot of us are conditioned to uphold and maintain the victim's mentality. And because of that, we don't see our own power and we don't see our own strength, and we don't really recognize what we are capable of doing. It's sort of like we read what our people have done, but in this generation, with who we are today, do we recognize that we can do the same thing and more? So I want you to think about that for just a second. And let me go ahead and give my greetings to everyone. What's up, family? It's your girl, Dr. Shonna. I have a little bit of housekeeping. Family, if you are on Facebook, I suggest that you not only like the video, but like and follow the page. Share the video. I'm going to try to keep it PG-13. I say try because y'all know I have a nasty mouth. And I've been doing a good job with making sure I maintain my language so that YouTube and Facebook can make sure the video is accessible to more people, because what they are doing is shadow boxing a lot of us. And if you're already on their little hit list, right, you're getting the emails and the notification. If you're on their hit list where they just block you out on a lot of things, they're not going to let people know that you're going live. They're not going to allow your video to come up in people's feed. So I'm trying to watch my language, but I need you guys to help me in that way. I need you guys to help me by engaging on these pages, both YouTube and Facebook. I need you guys to help me by liking the page, following the page if you are on Facebook. Help me on YouTube by subscribing to the page. Give the video a thumbs up, to my 12 haters. I grew from 3 to 12. To my 12 haters, go ahead and give the video a thumbs down. But most importantly, engage in the comment section and share the video. Share the video. It doesn't hurt you one iota to share it on your page, but it does help us to maintain Black media, because the only way our voice is going to stay alive is if our community keeps it alive. So with that being said, I got a lot of donations in. I know I'm always telling you guys I'm going to give you your personal shout outs. And I swear, I just don't have my phone on me. I was looking around to make sure I have my phone and I don't have it, but I'm going to give you your personal shout out because I do owe you guys Sunday videos and I haven't been doing it. And I am going to start doing it. So this Sunday, we're going to address Biden, the Biden speech and the Kamala Harris situation. We are going to unpack that mother freaker and we're going to address it. Now, back to the conversation. I just want y'all to know what Mental Health Friday is going to look like today, because I think that we're not doing enough in our community to address our needs, our mental health needs. And mental health, I'm talking about mental health. I'm not speaking about per se mental illness. There's a difference. I'm talking about mental health. I'm talking about to make sure the health in our community stays viable. I'm talking about making sure we tap in to our health by thinking about what we're doing, what we're saying, where we want to go, by taking accountability for some behaviors that we're having that is not productive, that is not conducive to our community as a whole. Are you guys with me? Are you guys with me, family? Shout out to all my members from YouTube, my community members over here. Thank you so much for your constant support to the channel. I thank you so much for that, guys. Facebook, you guys are also able to be members on a Facebook page to support me. So go ahead and make sure you sign up for that. But let's go ahead. I have 7 points that I got from Farrakan's speech that I want to bring to this community, and I want us to have dialogue with each other. So let's talk about this. The first thing that I heard in his speech when he first opened up was he spoke about legacy. Legacy. And I know he was speaking to Earl Simmons, aka DMX. I know he was speaking to his children and his family when it comes to legacy. I got that. I understand that. But the message that I have for our community when it comes to legacy is for us to start to think about, as a community, what are we leaving in this time and age that we're functioning in? What are we leaving for the next generation? Let's think about that for a minute. What are we leaving for the next generation? Let me tell you how I came to that. I'm going to tell you how I came to that. We're so quick as a community, and there's nothing wrong with this. I think we should recognize our history. We should recognize our past. We should keep the legacy of our ancestors alive. We should know what happened in the past. We should know who was who and what was done. We should know that. But when I think about who we are today, in 2021, what legacy are we leaving for the next generation when we are dead and gone? When our children are our ages, who are the people our children are going to be speaking about? What is the legacy our children are going to uphold? What impact are we going to make for our children that's going to allow our story to carry on for generations to come? Okay, so y'all don't understand what I'm saying. Let me go back for a second. And I'm going to answer your question, William Mabin, because I don't know if you started. I don't know if you started or not. I think your question is legitimate. I'm going to put his question on the screen because I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to answer what you're saying, William. And I'm not going to get offended by what you're saying because I think that we have to really have this kind of dialogue. But before we get there, William, I need for you, William, and others to answer the question I propose. When it comes to our legacy, who will our children and our children's children remember? Would it be Al Sharpton? I'm just saying. Would it be Kamala Harris? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm really asking you guys. Would it be Barack Obama? See, that's Luther Lopez. See, Luther says we're gonna have a great. This is gonna be a good show. I'm telling y'all. Luther says it would be a mix. It would be a mix. See, this is why we're having this conversation today. This is why we're having this conversation today. Everything is always going to be a mix. But the question is, and see, maybe this question isn't for everybody, because I say all the time, we're not all on the same plane. We are not all on the same frequency, nor am I interested in trying to get everybody in the same boat. I'm like Noah, right? He was told to get two of each, right? A male and a female of each goddamn animal. You don't need more than that, right? We can't take everybody on the boat. So yes, there's going to be a mix, but the question is, when it comes to your children, those of us who are on the same frequency. See, we got some visitors. Y'all with me? We got some visitors here. We got some visitors who look like us. We got some visitors who do not look like us. We got some people who are imposters, right? They wave their fists and they wave their hand for social media, and behind closed doors, it ain't the same story. We got some imposters. So I'm not talking to the visitors. I'm not talking to the skin folk. I'm not speaking to the imposters. I'm asking just for a second, not that you guys don't have a place. You have a place. You have a place, but I need y'all to sit in a corner for a second. Those people I need y'all to be in the back. But just to say, I'm talking to the VIP section right now. Y'all haven't gotten entry into VIP. I'm talking to the VIP section right now. Those of us who are on the same frequency. Who do you want your children and your children's children to remember? Who will you say they were for the Black community? They helped to transform lives, not just my life, but lives. Who do you want your children and your children's children to remember? Somebody said no to Obama. Hold on, where's that person? Hold on a second. No to Obama, no to Kamala, no to Sharpton. All right, Reese, but who we saying yes to? Who we saying yes to? Creative and Unique says, my grandmother left our family her legacy. I didn't look up to other people that didn't invest the time to teach me how to excel and how to find what I need to excel my children in better than me. Okay, let's examine that for just a second. We're going to leave you on the screen for just a second, Creative, because this is taking me exactly where I want to go. This is the mindset. And Creative, don't get in your bag, because this is not personal. You don't know me. I don't know you. I'm just using this as a teachable moment. We cannot constantly say out loud that we are still on a plantation. We are still targets. We're still being shot down. We're still being disrespected. We're still being discriminated against. We're still suffering from the system of white supremacy and systemic racism. We cannot say these things, and with all due respect, Creative and Unique, still have this mindset. We talking about mental health, y'all. This is Mental Health Fridays. Why do y'all think I'm saying we cannot still have this mindset that you guys are reading right here at the bottom of the screen? My grandmother left our family legacy. There's nothing wrong with that. I didn't look up to other people that didn't invest the time to teach me how to excel and how to find what I need to excel my children to be better than me. I get what she's saying. Or he's saying, I don't know if it's a male or female. I didn't look up to other people that didn't invest the time to teach me, the individual, how to excel and how to find what I need to excel my children to be better than me. My grandmother left our family her legacy. Why do you think I'm stopping there for a second? Why do you think I'm stopping there for a second. This is the mindset of so many people in our community. And this is where we have to get away from. Is it relative? Yes, it is. Can it work? Yes, it can. But it worked. There you go. Somebody said it. See, this is why this is my critical thinking community. This is my critical thinking community. That's why I love you guys and I have not abandoned you guys. There you go. There they go. Oh, everybody's coming through. Everybody's coming through. It's self-focused, not about the collective. Thank you, family. Thank you, family. Everyone is coming through. It's individual and not the whole. Right? Right? It's individualistic. It's egotistical. And this is the problem that we are having in our community. See, some people are not going to get it, and that's okay. That's okay. I don't need everybody. The people who are getting it, that's the people the message is for. And that's that. See, we can't get ourselves all bent out of shape because not everyone thinks like us. That's cool. But the point is, we have taken on someone else's culture, and it is poisonous. It's poisonous to our community. It is poisonous to our thinking, our critical thinking. It's poisonous to our mental health. And this is the reason why we are in the situation that we are in. See, when I'm thinking about legacy, yes, on an individual basis, I do have the legacy that I'm working to leave for my family. But when I get up every day and I turn on my screen and I counsel person after person after person, trust me, family, it is not easy to do what I do. Sometimes after I take my last person for the day, I cut off all my lights, I get in the bed and I tell my family, you guys are on your own because I have to take it down. I'm not doing it for me. Yes, my children will benefit from my legacy, but so will my community. Y'all ready for it. Good night, Marlon. How are you? Y'all ready for it. You understand what I'm saying? Legacy. Legacy. When I think about who I want my children to remember, I make sure I feed not only what I'm doing to my children, but I make sure I point out to them those soldiers who are working to get our needs met. Those soldiers who are relentless in their area of expertise that is working to get their needs met. I don't worry about whether or not I like the person's delivery. I don't worry about that. I have my children look at the message so that they can get something from those people that I cannot give them. Because I can give my children how to manage their emotions. I can give my children how to draw boundaries, regardless of how other people feel about your boundaries. I do that well. People, oh, she's defensive. No, baby, I'm not defensive. You just can't come across this line that I set. So I'm going to set your ass back. And especially if I go to your page and I see your page is not in alignment with who I am, you're definitely going to get the nasty ass version of Dr. Shonna, because I'm going to let you know right now, you can't cross this boundary because I'm on a mission here and you're a distraction. So I can teach my children how to move in a manner that they make sure they draw a line in the sand so mother freakers would know what they can and cannot do. But at the same time, I want my children to listen to other people that bring a perspective that I can't give them. Are y'all with me? Are y'all with me? So legacy, that's the first point I got out of this message. See, I hear people saying, oh, but I don't like Farrakan. Or like William is saying, right? Oh, but this and that. He's a coward. He's a that. This is another problem that we are having in our community. You see, we're so accustomed to following personalities. We like personalities, and if we don't like the personality, we're against it. And we don't like the person because of their hair, because of their skin, because of their teeth, because of whatever. We don't like anything that the person says. And it closes our minds off from being able to receive information that can be food for our soul, and it can be a weapon in the war that we are in. Let me say that to you guys another way. I sat down and I listened to this speech 3 or 4 times. And I listened to certain parts 6, 7, 8 times because I needed to feel it. I needed to hear it. See, I didn't look at somebody sitting in the chair. I didn't look at the mispronunciation of some words because we all do it. And when you're on this side of the camera and you have your own nervousness and you have your own physiological changes that are happening. If you don't do what we do, you don't know how hard it is to deliver a message and make sure it's clear and concise. I don't look for those errors. I don't look at whether or not your tie matched your suit. I don't look whether or not you should have slayed your edges or whether or not you should have got your hair done before you came on camera or if you should have wore some makeup. None of that stuff matters to me. I want to hear the message, because I understand we are at war and there are certain figures in our community that has a following, that has a platform where their words are heard and their words are taken to heart. So when I listen to those people, I don't worry about a personality. I listen for the message to see what can I get out of it. And so when someone is just worrying about whether or not they like or dislike Farrakan, see, I can't with y'all tonight. I can't with some people tonight. I just can't. I can't. You know why I say I can't? Let me tell you why I say I can't. I can't. I'm hot, and it's not even hot in my house. But this is what happens. This is what happens when sometimes, see, Father, y'all have no idea. How many times I tell y'all we're battling intra-racial battle fatigue. Right? I say it all the time. We're facing intra, meaning within, intra, not intra-racial battle fatigue. See, there's always somebody in our community that makes it difficult. That makes it difficult for the collective. And I understand that. I understand that there's someone in our community that makes it difficult for the collective because they do the same thing our oppressor does. They do the same exact thing our oppressor does. They find a way to find a character that they do not like, and then they assassinate the character, even though the character has nothing to do with the message. Like, the message is the message, but they pay attention to the character. And because they don't like the character, they assassinate everything that comes from the character, including the message. Y'all understand what I'm trying to say? Thank you for that, Creative Unique. I appreciate that. Blessings to you, peace. And I hope you know that was coming from my heart, right? And not like to be offensive or anything like that. I just wanted to use that as a teachable moment. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's so. See, here's the thing, William. See, we're going to entertain William for a second. William, I'm going to entertain you for a second because, you're taking me off course. And this is what I mean when I say distraction. But I'm going to use you, William, as a teachable moment. But don't get offended because you're still part of the family, right? But I'm going to use you, William, as a teachable moment because this is Mental Health Fridays. This is Mental Health Fridays. I'm going to use you as a teachable moment. Doctor, I was a Black Panther. William, do you realize that America has done a great job with assassinating the message of the Black Panthers? America has done an excellent job as making Black Panthers extremists and terrorists. America has done a great job with diminishing all that the Black Panthers have done and has highlighted all the negative aspects of individuals within the party and making it seem like those individuals were the face of all the party. America has done an excellent job by taking one thing, one incident, one era, one message, whatever, and has highlighted the negative aspect of it and has pasted it to everyone in the party, whether they were in New York, California. And they done that strategically to undermine and to diminish the power of the party in order for them to dismantle it. Do you follow what I'm saying? William, where are you, William? Okay, so William's here. Here you go, William. We're having a conversation with William just for today. So what if you, William, was still an active Panther and you was coming out to talk and lead the community, but because the Black Panthers have a negative reputation, no matter what you said, even if it was food for the soul, everyone just turned you down, tore you down, ignored your message because of the image that media and others have helped to create about you. How would you feel? Right? How would you feel? Thank you, Dylan, for that donation. Right? So William's saying yes, but how would you feel? That's the question. So when I come on today and I'm saying I'm extracting from Farrakan's speech some pointers, 7 pointers that I can use for the Black community and what we need to start addressing, and you are distracting the conversation because you don't like the individual, how do we get anywhere? When I'm spending now 10 minutes dedicated to talking to William to help educate on how we are showing up as a community. Right? Thank you, William. He says, yes, it did happen. Yes, we felt bad. And it made it difficult. It made it difficult. The Black Panthers were powerful in what they were doing with the community. The Black Panthers were calling for exactly what we are calling for today. Their 10-point program hasn't really changed much from the 70s to 2021. And you know why we haven't gotten anywhere? Because we continue to be divided and we continue to look beyond the collective and we focus on the individual. So William says, no, it's not about the individual, it's about what he did. No, it's not about the end. See, William, everything you say is individual and he. Those are both individual words. What exactly are you saying, William? It's not about the individual, it's about what he did. Maybe that was a grammatical error. I don't know. But everything in that language was individualistic and not collective. Right? So let's go on to number two. Number two that I got out of this message from Minister Farrakan is that we have to acknowledge our past hurt and pain, but not to hold on to it. In order for us to find our strength and our superpower so that we can continue to overcome hardship. Did y'all get that? Did y'all get that? We have to acknowledge our past hurt and pain, not so that we can hold on to it and cripple ourselves, not so that we can take on a victim's mentality, not because we can stay stuck in the past and say, oh, well, this happened to me and this happened to me and this family did this, and because my ancestors was raped and because of this, and these things did happen. But we are to look at our past, whether it's our individual past or our past as a collective. We have to look at it, we have to acknowledge it, but we have to use it to empower us. We have to use it because our success is in our story. You know how I know this to be true? Listen, family. Listen to what I'm saying. While we are holding on to our past as a handicap, we are being exploited. We are being mentally taken advantage of. We are being mentally abused. We are being mentally used. Because while we're stuck in our past pain, our past hurt, as on an individual level and on a collective level. Let me say that a different way. Individually, we got some stuff, and we're not the only ones in our family that has got some stuff, but we talk to the Black community. We got some stuff in our individual lives that some of us had to deal with that has caused us a lot of pain and a lot of hurt, and some of us are having a very, very, very difficult time moving past it. I recognize that. We got to heal. Then as a collective, the pain and the trauma that we have experienced that is found within our socio-historical history continues to hold us back. We got to be able to see that there is power in these stories. If you can stand on your story, if you can find your strength in your story, if you can empower yourself and use it to motivate, inspire, and to progress, not only as an individual, but as a community. If we can do these things to correct errors in our past individually and collectively, we can be powerful. And let me let you know how everybody else sees that in us, but many of us don't see it. I'm gonna tell you how. Every day, you guys are being triggered by stories that are racially motivated, by stories that provoke sensationalization because of race, by stories that highlight your struggles and your pain so that other people can profit. They see the power in your story, but they're never going to hurt. They're never going to help you. They're never going to help us. They don't mind highlighting our story because sensationalism sells. They don't mind highlighting our pain. They know exactly what's happening to us. They highlight it. They get everyone bothered by it, and it creates polar opposites. It polarizes all of America. And we have us on one side and everybody else on the other side. Of course, we have some stragglers in the middle, right? We might have some people that stand with us that's not part of us, right? But it's not a lot of them. They like to make it seem like there's a lot of people that stand with us. But you know that there's not a lot of people that stand with us. We can really count. If you look at your own circle, you can count on one hand, probably one finger, how many people actually stand with you. Everybody likes to say they stand with you when they talk in politics, when it's political. If it's in the church, believe it, that's political too. If it's in your university, schooling, it's political too. If it's your next door neighbor that talks to you all the time, that's a political move too. Everybody likes to act like they stand with you when it benefits them to do so. But if it's going to hurt them to do so, they're not going to stand with you. I know some people miss that. I know some people don't want to believe that. Because people say, well, I just think like, sometimes we be going too far with some of this stuff because, my whole family is mixed. Okay, and you say that to say what? Because your family's mixed doesn't stop the collective from being discriminated against. You say that to say what? Because your family mixed doesn't mean that your kids with the darker hair and the kinkier hair, the darker skin and the kinkier hair won't be abused or won't be shot down. May he sleep in peace, rest in power, but Dwayne Wright was biracial, wasn't he? And cops didn't say, oh, his mama is white, let's let him slide. No, they didn't see any of that. They saw a dark skin and they shot his behind to death, right? So you by you liking to say that y'all mixed and my family's mixed, and it's just, again, it's another way of undermining. It's another way of undermining the collective. And that's a mental health issue right there. Because you have bought into the narrative. You have bought into the narrative that things are better and that because you have a mixed family, you can't be racist or you can't experience this stuff. Or things are changing. Our society is better because you have a mixed family. Like, it's nonsense what some people come up with. And because, again, this is Mental Health Fridays. We're talking about mental health things. right? People come up with these things and they're not even aware of their own mental health issues. But going back to acknowledging our hurt and pain, in order for us to do that, we have to see what everyone else sees by highlighting our hurt and pain. We have to see it as a collective. See, they highlight our hurt and our pain so they can have a false narrative. The world has gotten better and we need to stop this because we're all equal, even though they don't really mean it. Because if they really want to change it, they can change it. We already know that. If they really want to change it, they can do what they have to do, i.e. reparations and other things. If they really wanted to change it, they can change it. But they benefit off of highlighting our pain, and it also has an opposite effect on us, right? It actually diminishes us. It demoralizes us. We also want to hide from it. It causes so many of us in our community, on a collective, on a macro level, it causes so many of us in our community to shrink, right? Because no one wants to see their people being discriminated against constantly on media, whether it's social media, whether it's the news. They don't want to see it constantly because it takes something away from them. Am I making this stuff up, family? Am I making this stuff up? I need y'all to let me know if y'all understanding it. Right? Let me know. Right? So this is my YouTube husband. He says facts, failure to acknowledge mental health issues is a problem. Right? John says our president and vice president don't believe in getting us reparations. Okay. Somebody else is saying facts. All right. Somebody saying no, you're not making this up. That's right. So I want us to make sure that we are there, because I know we're critical thinkers in this community. I know other people ain't going to get it, and that's okay. We're not talking to the other people. We're talking to our community, right? We're talking to our community, not the other mentally ill people that come through here every now and then. No shade, just telling the truth for what it is. We have to recognize the reason why people are highlighting our pain, because it's value in it. We instead are running away from it. We're trying to prove, not those of us in this community, because we on code. We on code. We B1, we get it. We ADOS, we get it. We on code. We B1, ADOS, whatever else you want to say, whatever. All the little symbolisms and the titles we all have, right? We get in this community. But there's some people that don't get it. So when they see the nasty side, like, who don't get it? Let me tell your family. Because some of y'all like her. Some of you like her. And listen, you can like whoever you want to like, but I'm going to this is a teachable moment, right? It's Mental Health Friday. We're going to talk about the mental health. Y'all got to recognize it. Candace Owens. Let's talk about Candace Owens. She speaks, uses the words black this, black that, but everything that she says out of her mouth, and I'm not saying that this many things that she says, I could say, all right, I could see that, compared to this many things where I'm like, bitch, sit down, right? But for the most part, what I'm saying is we got to watch people like that, because people like that don't even like their own blackness, but they see that it's power in it for them to play the black card, to play the race card, to ride the wave of diminishing and demoralizing blacks, and coat it as a way of saying, no, I'm black as well, so I'm not trying to be disrespectful. No, the truth is she does not like her blackness. But the truth is she doesn't like her blackness. And there's so many of us like this in our community as a whole. There's so many people who ride the black wave because right now they see what's happening with the tide. So they're riding that wave because it's getting them passes. It's getting them passes that they ordinarily would not get if they did not ride that wave. But they don't want the battle. They don't want the fight. They don't want the war. They want to just pass. They want to be able to pass by the others by making them feel comfortable, and to pass by us by pretending they understand our pain. Everyone benefits off of our pain. And what we allow these people to do is to keep us in our misery. What I'm saying is we have to understand the game that they are playing. We have to see our past and see it as strength, see it as empowerment, see it as a way out of where we are at. But the problem is there's so many divisive tactics that have been found and continue to exist in our community that keep us collectively from seeing the greater good, that keep us collectively from seeing our power and our strength. Right? Somebody said it's so exhausting. It is exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting. I agree with you. But that's what I mean when I talk about acknowledging our pain and our hurt, not to stay in the past, but use it because our success is there and everyone else is becoming successful off of our pain, off of our story, off of our history. Everyone else is becoming successful but us. We're so busy running from our story that we don't realize that our power is in our story. Our success is in our story. Our victory is in our story. But we don't want to walk around and have any evidence that says that we are Africans. We don't want to have any evidence that say we have kinky hair. We got dark skin. Nobody wants that evidence. Everybody wants to be as close to the westernized white man standard of beauty. Everybody wants to be as close to that as possible, and nobody wants to stand in their truth, because to stand in your truth is ugliness, because society has told you you are ugly. But everybody sees a benefit off of us. And that's what they're doing. They're showing you you're ugly, which I don't think any of us are ugly, but you get what I'm saying. They're showing you that you are ugly. Then they're giving you the solution to your ugliness. Change your hair, change your skin, right? Here's the solution to your ugliness. And then they shut you out by making fun of you taking the solution to your ugliness. And then calling you names. You're getting called names on the outside. You're getting called names on the inside, racially, is what I'm talking about. And your whole mental health is screwed up. Now you're mentally ill. Now you're suffering from all type of mental pain and emotional pain. You're suffering because you took the pill, the wrong pill, and not realizing that there was power in your beautiful melanated skin. There's power in your coily hair that they call kinky. There's power in your thick ass. There's power in your big lips, your broad nose. There's power there. They know it's power there. They are in power because they keep you disempowered. I hope y'all caught that. They are in power because they keep you disempowered. You're too busy running from all signs that you are different. Trying to be like them, trying to be accepted. Man, look. Number 3, that takes me to number 3. I'm almost finished. I was there too. I told my story. I didn't take no videos down. Y'all see my progression. I was there too. I was taking the wrong pill too. I bet you I woke the freak up. I bet you I said, "Oh, whoa, this is mental illness. this is bad for my mental health. What the hell? Wait, this don't make no sense." You gotta wake up. Eventually, you gotta wake up, and we're really gonna get free. Y'all gotta wake up. That brings me to transparency. That's the third message I got out of his speech. Transparency. So what am I saying about that? As a community, I feel, in my opinion, we are attracted to false images. I'm just saying. Y'all heard me? Let that sit for a second. As a community, a collective, I feel that we are attracted to false images. People with their false lives, right? People with all their fakeness. We are so attracted to it. Right? We love false images. We want everyone to show on social media that they're balling out. Everybody balling out. Everybody got a wad of money. Everybody balling out. We like that. We're attracted to the personality of somebody. We're attracted to the image of somebody. But oh, girl, she got this, or he got this, or he's doing that. How do you know they really got that? How do you know they're really doing that? We're so attracted to false images. No one wants to be transparent anymore. Nobody wants to tell their truth. Everybody got a perfect relationship. Everybody got perfect children. Everybody got the best job. Everybody drives the best car. Nobody's struggling. Everybody got, you know, everything's on deck. Food on deck, house on deck, clothes on deck, furniture on deck, job on deck, education on deck, everybody on deck. Nobody's struggling. Nobody's struggling. We love false images. We don't even want to properly address mental health issues. Everybody fluffy. Everybody has the same tone in which they speak. Nobody really wants to say, bitch, you're doing too much. You need to just leave that person alone. I do. All right, so you're a sucker. Nobody wants to have those kind of conversations because everything has to be politically correct. Everybody has to be about making somebody else feel comfortable. You can't hurt nobody's feelings anymore. So you gotta live under the radar. You gotta have a false image. You know, most of you guys are a-holes in person, but you want to be perfect online. Most of you guys are abusive in your homes, with your family, with your husbands, your wives, but you're perfect online. Many of you guys are entertaining substances that you should not be entertaining, but online, you are perfect. Thank you for that donation, Steve. I really appreciate that. We don't have nobody transparent anymore. What I liked about what Farrakan was saying was DMX lived a life. He lived a transparent life. How many of us are living transparent lives? See, there's so many of us, we'll say to you guys all the time, it's easy for y'all to find out us. Y'all love to go through, somebody said breaking up. Yeah, it's breaking up. I see what YouTube is doing. YouTube or Facebook, one of them, but we know what happens all the time. Y'all just stay with me. If I disconnect, I'm coming back on because I ain't finished my message. They ain't gonna shut me up until I finish my message. So y'all stay with it. But we see this all the time. So many of us on this side of the screen, we say it's easy for y'all to come and y'all want to dig apart our lives. Y'all want to cross boundaries that y'all should not be crossing, talking about our children, talking about our spouses, talking about family members. Y'all want to dig up stuff and stuff that y'all have no idea about, stuff that y'all don't even know about. Y'all like to talk all types of shit because our lives are out there. Our lives are transparent. Are you transparent about your life? Are you using your story to transform communities? Are you using your story to edify and to build up the kingdom? Are you using your story for strength? Are you looking to take our stories and find fault and break them down because you can't face your own story? I'm just saying. This is Mental Health Fridays. We gotta talk truth. Y'all want fluffiness? I can go to my Instagram page. Follow me on Instagram. You get fluffiness. I keep it nice and fluffy. That's not true because I have to let two people get it today. But every now and then, people I know who the hell I am. Yeah, somebody said, as a clinician, I thought you would be more understanding. Fuck that. Who's talking to? I'm a clinician from the Bronx. So you ain't gonna come on my page and disrespect me. So that's the problem. So y'all think that people got a title and y'all want to think that y'all can just talk reckless, like we some sissies and pussies. We're from the community. If you doing community work, you gotta be from the community. See, there's nobody sponsoring us. There's no advertisements behind us. There's no non-melanated faces signing contracts on our behalf. So you gotta know who's trying with us. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We don't have open, honest conversations anymore. That's what I'm talking about. We don't have open, honest conversations anymore. Everybody is living a mirage. Everybody is pretending. Everybody got it all together. Everybody want to be like the next celebrity and superstar. Everybody got their shit together. But it's so easy for us to pick apart everybody who is out there. Everybody who is trying to bring a message. Oh, I don't like this person. Oh, I don't like the way she talk. Oh, he's on some nonsense. Oh, he's racist. Oh, she's sexist. Oh, this. Oh, y'all doing too much. Eat the meat and spit out the bones. What's in the message that you can receive? What is the problem when we having transparent conversation? Why does transparency bother you? It bothers you because you're so comfortable living a lie. Yeah, I see the stream is acting up, family. Everyone is telling me the stream is acting up. Y'all already know why the stream is acting up. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know whose name is in the title. Y'all know why the stream is acting up. I'm telling you. That's why I say, family, y'all got to share the video. You got to share the video. You got to interact. You got to give the thumbs up. You got to subscribe to the channel. You got to like and follow on Facebook. You got to do these things because we get shadow boxed. We get shadow boxed. And you guys may think, oh, but she's not saying anything bad. So you got to understand. Oh, yeah. See, y'all too comfortable. Y'all too comfortable. That's not going nowhere. Too many people in our community. Not critical things. We're not critical things. We're not talking about the ADOS, A1 community. We're not talking about those. What's happening? Too many at a collective level. Things is a game. There's so much documentation. There's so much history. There's so much written down. When you have somebody in the community that's trying to uplift and lead the community, they are considered a threat. They are considered a threat. Our names are taken. They know who we are. They follow us. They tap our phones. They do all types of crazy things to us. And we're not the ones that's out there preaching violence. We're not telling you guys, well, maybe some of our messages will be telling your asses to knock some motherfuckers out and maybe they'll wake the hell up and get it. Same though. It's the truth. But for the most part, we're not extremists. We're not plotting anything. We're not planning anything. And they do a great job with attempting to flag us and bring down our platforms. So y'all got to understand there's so much power in our history. There's so much strength in who we are collectively. See, the goal is always to keep the underbottom, those of us at the underbelly. The goal is always to keep us oppressed. And even when we say this, even some folks in our community would say, oh, that's a lie. Y'all got to get off of that. Everything don't boil down to that. That don't have nothing to do with that. Y'all need to just get better. I did this. I did this. I got this. I don't have this problem. I don't go through this. I don't know what y'all talking about. I. That's why we're in the position we're in right now, because too many of y'all got the I mentality. Y'all been in therapy too long. I fail. I am. Y'all been in therapy too long. No, baby. It's a we. In this kind of conversation, it's a we mentality. It's an us mentality. Don't take me off track. I'm almost finished, y'all. Number 4, we got to recognize our purpose. We got to stop living out everybody else's narrative for our lives. You see what's happening in this world right now? This is Mental Health Friday. We got to speak on it. We got to speak on it because I want y'all to stop doing this, because this is what keeps us mentally sick. You have all these celebrities that y'all think that the celebrities are standing with us, supporting us. I like this person because they speak out for us. They're using our platform for us. You believe that? Because the minute they say something that their power forces don't like, they delete tweets, they take down statements, take down videos, they have public apologies. They say they're now being educated because they didn't have the knowledge before and they don't want to hurt or offend anybody. They can't talk about blackness because to talk about blackness is to diminish other groups that benefit and profit off of us being oppressed. Show me when I'm lying. Show me where I'm lying. Show me where I'm lying. And the reason why that happens is because those people that we give so much praise to, oh, I like it. We all get in the code now. We all get in there now because they standing with us. You seen so and so tweeted X, Y, and Z. Oh, you seen this person, the next thing you know, a couple of days later, 45 seconds later, not even a couple of days, 45 seconds later, so and so is apologizing. You know why that happens? Because we don't know our purpose, right? We're living someone else's narrative. They're living someone else's narrative. And when they come out publicly to support the other person's narrative while diminishing our narrative, we subconsciously fall in line and we start doing the same thing. We start to watch what we say. We start to retract some things. We start to highlight other people and bring them onto our platforms, and we push their narrative. And we say we got to stand and support them. We got to stand in solidarity with them. But there's no evidence that they stand in solidarity with us. We get a little bit afraid. You don't know how many of you guys, don't worry, we spy on your pages too. Your mofos like to spy on our pages. We spy on your pages too, especially when you come on our page and say some dumb shit. We go right to your page and we spy you, and we can go all the way back. You already know how we operate. We be like, check this page out. We go all the way back. We find what y'all put too, and a lot of y'all are some fake asses too. Y'all fake asses, and that's what y'all do, cause y'all like to conflate people onto your page that if you were to be honest, if you were to be transparent, if you were to have a message for your people, because they're on your page, you don't say it. You don't say it because you don't want to offend, because they're your co-workers, they're your supervisors, they're people that you get your contracts from. Those are the people that you eat from, right? Your livelihood is in their existence. So you live out their narrative. And you diminish your messaging because you don't want to hurt and offend them. You can't win a war like that. You cannot win a war like that. And so when the minister was talking about recognizing purpose, living out our purpose because we are dead, he ain't tell no lie. See, yes, he was talking about DMX, but he ain't tell no lie. We don't like the minister because they told us not to like the minister. And anybody who likes the minister runs the risk of getting their food and their money and their livelihood taken away from them. You don't see that kind of power over your mind. See, when you know your purpose and you stand in your purpose, you won't and you cannot allow people to threaten you. When you are standing in your purpose, there's no way in hell you living out somebody else's narrative. This is all about legacy. That's the first thing I had on my list that the minister talked about. This is all about legacy. And the minute you uphold somebody else's narrative, you uphold their legacy and diminish your legacy. Because now your legacy tells a story of being a coward. Your legacy told a story of diminishing your truths. Your legacy now becomes a story of dimming your light in order for somebody else's light to shine. Right? There you go. I like this African proverb. Can't cross a river with a foot on each bank. This is what we're doing. And you wonder why mentally we're suffering. Because we're not living in our purpose. See, this one thing our ancestors did on a collective level was live out their purpose. And they were proud doing it. And as long as they were living in their purpose, we have stories to be able to share and tell about it. We're sharing this stuff constantly online. We're re-educating ourselves constantly of stories that our ancestors left behind because they were standing in their purpose. But our purpose has been destroyed, and it continues to be destroyed. And we're not standing in our purpose because we no longer know who we are as a people. We don't know who we are as a people because someone has told us that we are not worthy as a people. So we try to be everybody else but who we are. I know this sounds like it's a tongue twister. Let me tell you what I mean. I was having a conversation with a young lady the other day. And I was doing an assessment to see if I was going to work with this young lady. Now, the young lady looked very similar to me. Right? Her hair was loose, natural, very similar to me. You know, she had her little symbols to say, I love my African ancestry, although I am American. I am a descendant of slaves. I love who I am in all of my blackness, all her symbolism. You know, the head wrap that she had on, the ankh that she was wearing, you know, the earrings that have like the cutout of Africa in it. And then I asked the young lady about her background. I wanted to know, where is your family from? What is your background? You know what she told me? See, when you don't recognize your purpose, this is how your story will look. Well, you know, that's how she talked to. I ain't lying to you. I can't make this stuff up. Well, you know, so my family is from Savannah, Georgia. But like I know, like when I did my DNA, you know, I have Irish there. I have Native American. Like we're really just mixed up. So I'm not like really just one thing. And like I don't really identify with African American or any one thing. I normally just choose other because we're made up of so many different things in my family. So I said, okay. So you come from a interracial family. So your grandparents or great grandparents are interracial. Yeah. Like so, like on my dad's side, I think it was his grandfather, if I'm not mistaken. His grandfather was Irish, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, so how do you get along with your Irish cousins and your Irish relatives? Oh, I don't know them. See, you see what happens? See, this is mental health Fridays. We can't pretend. I know some of y'all in the cat, y'all like, what? No, come on. Y'all act like y'all never met somebody like this. Y'all better stop playing with me. Y'all act like y'all have, listen, there's a lot of shea butter people out there, and they shea butter. They all black this, black that. I'm not even gonna have that conversation right now. That's not part of the discussion, but y'all know where I'm going with this. Y'all know where I'm going with this. But see, when you don't live on purpose, when you don't live in your purpose, you live in someone else's narrative. Like this young lady, and it's real talk, hands to God, red hand to God, real talk. This young lady is living out someone else's narrative. And the narrative that she's living out is the narrative with the message, the subtle message, the subconscious message that plays in her back of her head that says that being black is not good. Being black is not good. And she's living that out. Two more things that I got from Minister Farrakan's speech, and then I'm out. Or is it three more things? We got to remain in communion as a collective. I know when he was talking about communion, he was telling the story of Jesus and how he took communion. But what I got out of that is we have to remain in communion. We have to remember our plight. We have to remember our circumstances. We have to remember our trials and tribulations. We have to remember our ancestors. We have to remember our story. There is so much power when we remain in communion with each other. But some of us, man, we are at each other's throats. We are divided on so many different levels. It's not funny. We got age divides. We got education divides. We have financial and economic divides. We are divided on so many levels. And those divisions keep us from remaining in communion with each other. That's right, Mark. Mark 773, one of our community members, says get on code. Right? We got to get on code. We got to get on code. I agree with you, William. We got to get on code. Right? That's right, unity. We need unity. But why is that so hard for us to do? And that question is sort of rhetorical, but that's a question that we really got to start asking ourselves. Why is that so hard to do? Why? Listen, you would think the building that I live in, right? It's only about two black people. I'm joking. It's not just two black people in my building, but I feel like it, right? But here's the crazy thing. It's only about 2 black people that make sure they communicate and stay connected whenever we see each other. And we hold a whole goddamn conversation. We're in the elevator. We all experience the same thing. Right? This is an older lady. She be decked out. She's snatched for the gauze. This older lady, she got full gray hair. She's just gorgeous. You know what she said to me in the elevator? She said, "How you doing, sis?" I said, "Oh, I'm good." Because when she said sis, I said, "Okay, we here. We here. You know, we got our code language." I said, "I'm good. How you doing?" She said, "Girl, do you know the lady that lives on the 3rd floor?" I said, "Yeah, crazy bitch." And we just had a conversation. We was like, I said, "You gotta let her have." I said, "I let her ass have it the other day. She don't say nothing to me anymore. She don't say nothing to my kids. You gotta let her have it." We had a whole damn conversation in the elevator running up, and then somebody got on, somebody who was not of our melanation. Somebody got on, and we did what we used to do back in the days. We ain't got nothing to say. We just looking at each other. When our floor come, all right, sis, I'll see you later. Peace and blessings, sister. Peace and blessings to you too. Get on the elevator, making the other person nervous. We all quiet, and then all of a sudden getting off. I'm only saying bye to her. The other person didn't say hi when she came on, and damn sure wasn't saying bye when she got off. That's communion. That's a part of communion. But we are so divided. Even in our own individual families, we don't have communion. Oh, well, she ain't about me. Well, I don't give a fuck. I ain't going anyway. I say, well, not all families, I can care less. Oh, I don't talk to them. I don't care, cousin or no cousin. I don't talk to them. This is what we do. This is what we do. We got division in our family. We got division in our community. See, what you do in your family bleeds over to what you do in your community, believe it or not. If you're so easy to cut everybody off in your family, why do you see value in building with your community? I'm not saying there shouldn't be boundaries because you got to protect your mental health, but some of us just cut motherfuckers off, right? We ain't got nothing to say. If they die, I'm not even going to their funeral. Oh, God. We really ain't going to get nowhere. That's how I think. Every time somebody said it to me, I'll be like, damn, we really ain't going to get nowhere. Man, we really ain't going to get nowhere. This is what we do. And we normalize it. And we take their narrative. Because there's nothing African in that. There's nothing collective in that language. We take somebody else's narrative, apply it to our life, then normalize it and justify it. Because somebody else's narrative tells you, you ain't got to talk to nobody in the world. Cut everybody off. Get a new family. You ain't got to talk to nobody else in the world ever. And we've been taking that shit and run with it. There's nothing melanated about that. Now, I'm not telling you that we can't have boundaries. You need boundaries. But what I'm saying is we take that and we apply it to all areas. We cut it off. So who told you that? Because growing up, that was never our narrative. That's not how our family was raised. So who told you that? See, being collective was key to our survival. If you want to talk about our history, it was key to our survival. So we wonder why we are dead right now as a nation. Right, Dylan? Dylan said kids years ago love seeing their cousins. And guess what? Kids today don't even know their cousins. Why? Because their mamas and their daddies don't talk no more. Nobody talk anymore. Nobody talk anymore. So the kids today don't even know their cousins. I grew up with my cousins. Kids don't even know each other anymore. Everybody, I just want positive energy. Anybody is negative, I'm not dealing with nobody. And it's so funny is most of the people that says that are the most negative people I meet in my life. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm just saying. We can't remain in communion. We can't remain in communion because we're not even in communion with our own family. The sixth thing, and I got one more for y'all, is Minister Farrakan said, you got to live an upright life. And so when I thought about that, and I know his message was a little bit different, but when I thought about living an upright life for our community so we can get ourselves out of this hole that we are in, this mental hole, this spiritual hole, when I think about living an upright life, I was thinking about getting back to our spirituality. But a lot of y'all don't want to even talk about that either. Y'all don't want to talk about that either because a lot of y'all has taken on somebody else's narrative, i.e. Christianity, i.e. Islam, somebody else's narrative. It ain't yours. It ain't yours. But I can't tell that to you folks because you folks don't want to believe that. Y'all have taken on somebody else's narrative and you're allowing that narrative to lead your life. And while you're living that narrative, you are so far away from your spirituality. You are so far away from your spirituality that you are no longer connected to your dreams as a way of leading you out of your troubles, because that's what our people used to do. We depended on those things. Messages came to us through our dreams, but some of you guys gotten so far away from that y'all don't even dream anymore. Y'all don't even get messages anymore. We're so far away from our spirituality that we are disconnected with our elders, but yet we love to say how we're Muslims or we're Christians, but yet we are so disconnected from our elders. Elders have no power in our community anymore. No power. And our elders are not even respected in our community anymore. Now, I'll tell you this, and some do need some boundaries because some of them are out of control too, right? And they don't carry the elder spirit that they should be carrying. You know why? Because they were abandoned too. So they have grown up to be a hot mess as well. I'm just speaking truth. We gotta speak truth because some of them are hot mess. Yes. One magnitude are Hebrews, right? Hebrews. I get it. I get what you're saying. I don't want to leave anybody out, but y'all get what I'm saying, right? But some of our elders are hot messes too. I get it. But I'm just saying, when we are so far away from our spirituality, we disconnect from our dreams. That's how God speaks to us. We're so far away from God. We think we're connected to God, but especially you Christians. I know y'all don't want to hear it, but y'all a hot mess. I mean, I get it. I used to be like y'all too. I used to be heavy in the church, right? Ministry and all. I still have my church family. I still love my church. I still respect them, but I just see things differently now. But some of y'all only holy on Sunday and y'all a hot mess. Listen, if I would came into this world and I had no knowledge and I had to sit down and I had to say, what religion am I going to choose to bring into my life to bring me closer to God, right? If somebody said, Doc, what religion are you going to choose to bring you closer to God? I wouldn't choose Christianity because y'all a hot mess. If I had to read the Bible and then interface with half of y'all Christians, I don't want to deal with y'all. Y'all a bunch of hypocritical hot mess, and y'all always got a justification. What the Bible says, what God knows, y'all always got a justification for your badass behavior. I don't want to have anything to do with y'all. I'm just saying. Badass behavior as a whole. But it be not me, not my pastor. Everybody says not me, not their pastor. Everybody says not me, not their pastor. Everybody says it. Then I get some righteous people that come and they sign up for services with me and they in therapy with me and they want to bring the Bible in. they're righteous Christians or Jehovah's Witnesses, right? They want to bring the Bible in. But you're a hot goddamn mess, and you're disrespectful to your husband. You're disrespectful to yourself. You're disrespectful. Are you serious? How about you get your Bible out? Because you got the right one, baby, for the wrong reasons. Because I know the Bible forward and backwards. You got the right one. How about we go to open up your Bible? Let's discuss the woman who's the leaky, the running faucet, the leaky faucet. You that woman. You that woman. You ain't no Proverbs 31 woman. You're disrespectful. You're a nagger. You're a complainer. You criticize. You're defensive. You're contemptuous. Let's talk about your behavior. Since you the Christian. Shit. I'm just saying. We're going to have an honest conversation. This is Mental Health Fridays, right? This is where we have the honest conversations. That's when you know your mental is off. When you say one thing out your mouth, but you do a whole nother thing, your mental's off. You don't even want to live a transparent life. You come to me, you tell me in secret all of the stuff that you have done, all the sinning, right? Because we all sinners, but Christians are perfect, right? All the sinning you are doing, and you get up in church and you preach. Isn't that fucking hypocritical? What did Paul say? Don't you got to show yourself approved? And you preaching? I don't say that. Not like that. But I do explore it. I don't say it like that, family. I am empathetic. But in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, Lord, you leading a congregation? Shit. Motherfucker. You off my goddamn list. I'm your damn Christian. Talking about living an upright life. You know why you like that? Because you're so far away from your spirituality. You're so far away from where you're supposed to be, truly in alignment with the creator of the universe, truly in alignment with who God, Allah, whatever name, Yahshua, whatever name you want to use, Yahweh, I am, truly out of alignment. Don't got no respect for the elders. There's no goddamn village anymore. The village has been destroyed. You know why? Because we're so busy carrying out everybody else's narrative. We ain't got no purpose. And so that brings me to the final point that Mr. Farrakan met is we're operating on a dead life. We're operating in a dead life, and we need to be resurrected. We need to be resurrected. See, some of y'all think that you're going to literally die and be resurrected, but that's a whole nother conversation. I can't with some people. See, the more you know, the more you grow, and then you get free, right? Some of y'all just believe whatever. No, whole nother conversation. We ain't going there tonight. But we need to be resurrected. We are dead on so many different levels, it ain't funny. And that's metaphorically speaking. I'll say it to you a different way. We at the bottom on so many different levels, it ain't even funny. We are at the bottom on so many different levels, we are dead. And everyone notices it. And the people that have some life that's trying to give your life, y'all suffocating us and shooting us in the head, killing us dead. They're suffocating us and shooting us in the head, killing us dead, because we ain't got no damn communion with each other. We don't got no unity, right? So we're being destroyed internally and externally when we're trying to resurrect. We over here performing CPR, trying to wake your asses up, and y'all just comfortable being dead. Just trying to tell y'all comfortable being dead. You ever walk outside and just watch our people? I people watch. Anybody else people watch? I love people watching. People don't usually bother me when you people watch. They think you crazy. But I sit outside and I watch. And I just observe how we move. Kids disrespectful. Elders disrespectful. Mamas and daddies are disrespectful. We dead. We're dead. Now, are there some of us who are alive? Absolutely. But I'm talking about collectively. Collectively. You can do any of y'all travel just not to go on vacation per se, but do any of y'all visit from place to place to place to see how your people live? You know, COVID shut us down, but you guys who have been with me in a while in this critical thinking community, y'all know we're usually moving and we're forward at other places, speaking to other people. And it seems like no matter what city we go to, the dead people all look the same, no matter where you're from. Some of y'all dress fancy, but y'all dead. Some of y'all dress really fancy, but y'all dead. We need to be resurrected. We need to bring back those values that we had that were necessary for our survival. You know what our community, I'm going to say this and I'm going because I did all 7 points, right? Y'all got all my 7 points, right? All the points that I did from Farrakan's message that I got. Point number 1 was legacy. Point number 2 was acknowledging our past hurt and pain, but don't get stuck there. Point number 3 is having transparency. Stop worshiping false images that are set out there and tell your story because there's power in your story. Point number 4 was to recognize our purpose. If we don't recognize our purpose, we're living out somebody else's narrative. Point number 5 was to remain in communion with each other. Stop being polarized. Stop being divisive. Remain in communion. Point number 6 was to live an upright life. And that's getting back to your spirituality. That is resurrecting the village. It takes a village. Remember that? The African proverb? We need that. Resurrecting that. That means allowing our elders to lead and to intervene, to guide, to educate us. Allowing, not the crazy ones. Some of your elders are crazy, but you know what I mean. Allowing them to lead. Right? And also to allow our true connection with God to speak to us. And then the last thing was to be resurrected because we're dead. And you know what? This what brings me to that. What resurrection would look like. I'm going to tell you what resurrection would look like, and then I'm out of here. There's a video I shared on my Facebook page a while ago. And it was of an Australian, the Aborigines from Australia. Some of y'all seen that video. I could tell me I know about that video. And it's a Aborigine woman. She's talking about before the settlers, the oppressors, the colonizers came to their land, their diet consisted of X, Y, and Z. And they were living long. They had a healthy life. They didn't have any complications. They didn't have to worry about doctors, going to no hospital, none of that stuff. Then they said the settlers or the colonizers came through. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The colonizers came through, started to act nice because that's how it always happens. Even to this day, the modern colonizers, they don't come with guns anymore per se. They don't come with guns anymore riding on their horses. Now they come smiling. They come as your friend. They come as your co-worker that you invite to the wedding, baby, to the baby shower, right? Y'all invite them all in. They come bearing gifts, baby. And that's what they did to the Aborigines. They came in bearing gifts. Oh, I see you don't have any shoes on your feet. Want to wear some shoes? Oh, these are nice. We like these shoes. Oh, I see you have children and your children don't have anything to play with. You want a ball? The kids, oh, this is nice. We like this ball. These white people are nice. I like these white people. We like these white people. Oh, you're eating that? How about McDonald's? How about Chinese food? How about Wendy's? Oh, no. You don't have to worry about that. You could just eat some cookies. Eat some sweets. Remember that? And they develop diabetes. They develop heart disease. They develop all types of ailments that was killing them dead. And they weren't realizing initially what was going on because they had shoes, their kids had some basketballs, they was having fun, they were combing their hair, they was washing up, they had some soap, they had some body wash, baby. They were loving the way they started to look. They were changing their images. They was like, oh, this is so nice. These nice colonizers came and they're helping us out. And then they started getting sick. And then a colonizer popped back up and said, oh, you sick. My goodness. Yes, King. King know what I'm talking about. They had that sugar addiction. Yes, King. So came out and it says, oh, you sick. We have insulin for you. We got high blood pressure pills for you. We got water pills for you. Oh, you developing cancer. Oh, we got radiation for you. Oh, we got chemo. The people that came to freaking kill you got the remedy too. That's what their people do, right? And so she said they started to pull back the elders. The elders started to have a conversation about what was going on. The elders didn't trust them. See, we got to go back to our elders. Didn't trust them. And they was having a conversation. They said, we don't need that medication. We didn't have that stuff before them jokers came. Get back to your diet. And they went back to eating the diet that they had. And then guess what? The high blood pressure was gone. The diabetes was gone. The cancer was gone. They started to eliminate those things that were killing them. And they realized they brought us death. They resurrected their people. We have to get back to our resurrection, family. If you want to heal your mental health, you have to get back to your resurrection. You have to do what you've been doing before they killed your mental health. You have to bring the village back. You have to bring the elders back. You have to bring your ancestors back. You have to bring your spirituality back. You have to get back to what you was doing before. Because we had so much more life then than we do now. When I look at my grandmother, who is turning, if God shall continue to bless her life, who will be turning 96 years old in July and still lives on her own, who has not changed anything. They give my grandmother all the time, here's some high blood pressure medication, here's some medication for this, some medication for that. And she don't take none of that stuff. She still cook her own food. No, I don't eat what she eat, baby. Ain't no hog going on my plate, but, respectfully. She still cook her own food. She still do her own thing. She don't entertain none of that stuff that they do. She ain't taking no damn COVID shot. I told you what my grandmother said. She said, you know how many pandemics I lived through? And I ain't taking nothing then. I ain't taking nothing now. This is a woman who's going to be 96 years old. We ain't living to that age anymore. We got to sit back and say, why are we not living to that age anymore? Right? You're too busy living somebody else's narrative. You're too busy eating somebody else's food. You're too busy listening to somebody else's story that don't line up with yours. You're too busy trying to be with everybody else. You're too busy trying to look like everybody else. You're too busy trying to act like everybody else. Family, I really want to thank you guys today. Listen, if you have not already done so, you need to subscribe to this channel here on YouTube, and you need to follow the page on Facebook. Give the video a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share the video. Leave your comments. Engage and interact. As you guys can see that YouTube or Facebook, I don't know which one is doing it, but we are being shadow boxed, right? The only page they don't bother is my Instagram page because it's a fluffy page. So if you're not familiar with my Instagram page, go ahead to my fluffy page. I mean, the content is good. My videos be great, right? But it's the fluffy page. You might want to go over there where I play it nice and safe, But over here, it isn't what it is. This is about revolution. And revolution doesn't mean we have to go and kill anybody. But revolution means that we have to revolutionize our minds. We have to get back to a place where we were effective, where we were powerful. We have to think about that legacy, not our individual legacy, but the legacy we want to leave as a community. Who do we want our children and our grandchildren to remember that brought us through this era? Or will our children and our grandchildren be only pulling on stories of the ancestors that we are pulling on? If that's the case, we didn't do our job in this generation. If we don't have any markers for our children to say, damn, we fought and we did a great thing, then we didn't do our job. If the only markers our children have is for those who came in and stole our narrative and stole our story and put a white face in front of our movement so that they can get the credit, then we are in trouble. we are in trouble. So much love to every last one of you guys. Peace and blessings. I love every last one of you guys. And I'm going to be committed to coming on Sunday. So I will see you guys all soon. Have a blessed night.